Today we're breaking down the two types of drone anxiety, what happens in your brain that's actually triggering it, and how to stop it from paralyzing you. Because here's something nobody tells you. The pilots who feel zero anxiety, they're usually the ones about to make very expensive mistakes. I know that sounds backwards, but stick with me. Because honestly, the moments I've scared myself the most flying drones, it usually happened right after I started feeling comfortable. So if you ever felt anxious before flying, your heart's racing, second guessing every decision, maybe even feeling like flying's illegal, you're not alone. And the weird part is, some of that anxiety is actually protecting you, but some of it is just noise in your head. But first, let's separate two completely different types of anxiety that kind of feel the same. Type 1 is social anxiety. Now this is the voice in your head saying, people are judging me for flying. I look like an idiot. What if someone yells at me? Everyone thinks I'm a creep with a camera. This anxiety comes from the stories that you tell yourself. It's about what other people might think. It's rooted in embarrassment, not in actual danger. I've already made a full video on this type, so if you want to check it out, I'll link it at the end of this one. But the second type is knowledge-based anxiety. This is different. This anxiety comes from awareness. This is the kind of anxiety where you suddenly realize, hold on, this thing can actually just disappear into the ocean. Or wait, the wind up here is way stronger than I felt on the ground. Or I really don't know what happens if I lose signal here. This anxiety comes from understanding what could actually go wrong. And here's the thing that most people get backwards. This type of anxiety is actually useful. In fact, if you felt zero of this type of anxiety, you're probably missing something critical. Now, the goal of this video isn't to eliminate anxiety. I think it's more helpful to recognize which type you're dealing with and learning how to manage them. So why do some pilots feel way too much and others feel none at all? The thing about learning to fly drones that makes them different from almost any other skill is the technology can hide your mistakes. Drones are one of the few skills where you can be doing everything wrong and still come home feeling like you did a good job. Let me explain. In almost every other skill, incompetence is immediately obvious. If you play guitar badly, it'll sound terrible. You're hitting the wrong notes, the rhythm's off, everyone can hear it. If you cook badly, the food tastes bad, it's burnt on, seasoned. If you draw badly, the picture looks terrible, the proportions are off. But if you fly a drone badly, the gimbal still stabilizes the footage, the drone can hover, the obstacle avoidance keeps you from crashing, and return to home will bring it back when the battery gets low. Don't get me wrong, this stuff is amazing for safety, but it kind of creates a psychological trap. You can make terrible decisions and still land safely. For example, you drift too close to a tree, you hear the obstacle sensors screaming, you panic for half a second, and then the drone saves itself. Or you fly way further out than you should, you lose the video feed, your stomach drops, and the little guy just pops up out of nowhere because return to home saved you. So your brain interprets this as, wow, I am gifted. When in reality, the drone just saved you from your own mistakes. And it becomes worse because it's also easy to accidentally get a good shot. Let's say you've been flying for a couple weeks and you're out at sunset. You hit the orbit button, the drone does it automatically, the colors are gorgeous, you post it and someone comments fire emoji. Now that one shot convinced you that you figured it out, but you didn't nail it because of skill, you nailed it because it's golden hour, that's really hard to mess up. The orbit move is automated, the scene was beautiful, everything looks good from the air. You mistake surviving for mastering. And this is reinforced every time you watch professional footage. See, professionals make complexity look simple. You watch a cinematic mountain reveal, a perfect tracking shot through a forest, an orbit that feels effortless. And like your brain thinks, oh yeah, I could do that, because experts make it look easy. But here's what you don't see in that final edit. The location scouting, the good timing, the shot discipline, the failed attempts, the years of judgment built up. So beginners, they watch that footage and they look at their own good clips and they think, oh wow, I'm closer than I thought. They attempt the same shot without the same foundation. And that's how confidence becomes dangerous. There's a phase almost every drone pilot goes through. At first, you think, this is easier than people made it sound. Then something happens that makes you realize, oh, I actually have no idea what I'm doing. You've probably heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's that graph that shows how confidence peaks early and then crashes when you realize how much you don't know, and then slowly climbs again as you gain real competence. That means that a beginner pilot doesn't just make mistakes. They often don't see the mistake, don't understand the risk, they misjudge their competence, or they mistake survival for skill. This is the journey almost every drone pilot goes through. It's divided into 4 stages, and your anxiety level will tell you which stage you're at. Let me walk you through them. The stage 1 is unconscious incompetence. Most of us got out of this phase pretty quickly, maybe even before your first flight. It's when you just got your drone, you've done a few flights and haven't crashed. You're feeling a mix of excitement and confidence. Maybe like flying drones is a super easy and you're natural, but you're not actually skilled yet. You're just not crashing. And because you don't know what you don't know, you can't even see the risk that you're taking. This is the stage where you should feel cautious, but you don't, because you don't yet have the knowledge to recognize danger. You think, I've done this 10 times, I'm experienced. What gets you out of this stage is something humbles you. Maybe you have a close call that rattles you. You read the rules and you realize you've been violating them. Or you get called out by a more experienced pilot. For me, it was watching my battery get dangerously low while the drone was fighting the wind over the sea. That was one of the first moments where I realized, oh, this can actually go bad. You start realizing the professionals aren't just better at flying, they're better at judgment, planning, restraint, and suddenly everything changes. Your confidence plummets and you move to stage 2, conscious incompetence. Now you realize that you don't know what you're doing and you can't unsee it. You go back and you watch footage you used to feel proud of, and suddenly all you can see are jerky movements, bad composition, rush camera motion, blown highlights, and that's a brutal feeling. Not because the footage is bad, but because you realize that your judgment was bad too. You stop feeling talented and you start feeling inexperienced. Then comes overwhelm, embarrassment. You probably overcompensate by binge watching tutorials, obsessing over settings, reading the rules at 1 a.m., joining Facebook groups and reading every what if scenario. You second guess everything. Is this legal? Is it safe? Am I even good at this? You've gained awareness faster than you gain skill. Your confidence is crashed because you now understand how much you don't know, and it's uncomfortable. But it's also the most important stage, because this is where you stop making dangerous decisions out of ignorance. Your brain is finally recognizing, this drone is expensive, this could hurt someone, this could get me in legal trouble. This footage might not be as good as I think. This environment has variables I don't fully understand. The trap is some pilots get stuck here. They consume so much information that they freeze. They never fly again because they're terrified of doing it wrong. This is where knowledge-based anxiety tips into paralysis. You start believing flying is borderline illegal, or that every flight is one mistake away from disaster. Here's how you get out of it. You start flying in safe conditions. Empty fields, low wind, slow intentional movements. This is where the just fly more advice is actually useful. Learn the limits of your drone and how it reacts when things go wrong. And slowly you'll start to notice, I can do this. I'm not crashing. I'm making good decisions. And then competence starts catching up to awareness. And that's when you move to stage 3, which is conscious competence. Here, you're actually getting good. Your shots are smoother, your planning is better, you're understanding the weather, the regulations, risk management, but it still requires effort. Every flight you're thinking through the decisions, but you're no longer overwhelmed. It's more of a cautious confidence. You still feel nervous before certain shots. You still second guess yourself. You still watch better pilots and feel the gap, but you're also proud of your progress. You can see how far you've come. You've developed a measure of professional judgment. That nervousness that you feel before a risky shot is not imposter syndrome. That's your brain accurately assessing the risk. You've learned to ask the right questions. Now the anxiety hasn't disappeared. You're getting better at managing it. You stop trying to prove that you're a good pilot. You're no longer worried about, will I crash? You're thinking about, should I even attempt this? But you're not done here. You might still feel like you're behind, like everyone else has figured it out except you. But here's the truth. You're further along than you think. The gap between you and the professionals is smaller than it feels. So you have to keep flying, keep making decisions. And then slowly the decisions that require conscious thought just start happening automatically. And that's when you make it to stage 4, unconscious competence. Flying feels intuitive. You make complex decisions without having to think through every step. You don't chase complicated shots. You fly simple, intentional movements. You still feel caution, but it's just part of the workflow. You've internalized the knowledge. Risk assessment happens in the background. You trust your judgment because it's been tested hundreds of times. You still feel anxiety, but now it shows up as respect for the environment, awareness of bystanders, recognition that one bad decision can hurt someone or damage the reputation of the hobby. This is the healthiest version of anxiety. So if you're in stage 1, which is overconfidence, here's what you need to do. Slow down. The goal isn't to fly bolder shots, it's to build awareness faster. Study your mistakes, seek feedback from better pilots, respect conditions you don't understand, assume you're missing something. You're more dangerous than you think. And that's not an insult, it's just where you are right now. If you're in stage 2, which is anxious and aware, this is normal. That's good. Don't try to limit anxiety, use it. The anxiety is telling you what to learn next. So practice in low stakes environments. Build confidence through repetition, not just research. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. If you're in stage 3, competent but uncertain, you're further along than you think. Review old footage to see your actual progress. It'll look cringe, but you'll feel better about yourself. Teach what you know. It's immense learning. Simplify your shots. Trust your judgment more. If you're in stage 4, which is quietly confident, keep doing what you're doing. The community needs more pilots like you. And that's why the most dangerous drone pilot isn't the anxious beginner in stage 2, it's the confident beginner in stage 1. The pilot who survived the risky flight and assumed that they're skilled. They got one good shot early and they think they've mastered cinematography. Because confidence without competence is how people crash into buildings, violate restricted airspace, injure bystanders, give the hobby a bad reputation. And the funny part is they don't even know how dangerous they are. They lack the skill to recognize their lack of skill. So here's my challenge to you. Next time you feel nervous before a flight, don't fight it. Ask yourself, what is the anxiety trying to tell me? Because anxiety isn't the enemy. Overconfidence is. If this helped you understand where you are in the journey, please share with another pilot. And if you're curious on how to combat social anxiety, I share some tips in this video.